Hello, this is Sergeant Emma Warren speaking. My mom is a general. She works in the United States Armed Forces. She has dedicated her entire life to service, and she raised me with the expectation that I would serve as she did, with honor and dignity. I think you can imagine what kind of childhood I had. Oh yes, I didn't have one. I grew up without a father. I was forbidden to ask questions about him, so I didn't even know his name. When I came of age, my mother made sure I went to serve in her troops, in a unit she could oversee. She was feared by everybody. They wrote in the press that she was tougher and tougher than any man in the army. I think all because she gave herself to the job with all her heart. And that's why she didn't understand that I might have other desires and whims. She never asked, and I never spoke without permission. I came in as a private soldier. The first thing my mother, or rather the general, told me was not to show her any special treatment. Otherwise, she would take action. However, getting through to the other soldiers was difficult. To avoid unnecessary questions, I avoided socializing, going around mostly alone. It was easier that way. One day I went to our common room to get some things for the weapons lectures. Sergeant Duell was the night watchman. When he saw me, he grabbed his stomach and asked me to watch in his place. But there's no way to do it, Sergeant Duell. I'm giving you that order. I don't feel good. I gotta go to the infirmary. Can you handle it, please? Yeah, sure. There was nothing else left for me to do. I didn't know the military way too well. I took his gun from him and stood there watching the order. The sergeant was still gone. When he came back, he thanked me. I went into the room and saw that my whole bed was wet. The mattress, the bedclothes, the blankets. There was no time to figure out who had done it. Putting my questions aside, I went back to my lectures. In the evening, before lights out, the orderly came up to me personally and apologized for my bed. I was supposed to keep order, but I was absent, and you helped me out. As an apology, I brought you this, he said. At first I refused, but then I had to accept. He gave me keys to an empty room with beds and told me I could sleep there for one night. As soon as my bed was dry, I'd have to come back. I thanked him and laid out my bed. About 10 minutes after bedtime, my mother knocked on my door. Startled, I jumped up, pulled myself together, and opened the door. Mom led me to her office. What's wrong, Mom? You just got here, and you're already breaking the rules. Didn't I tell you they are the same for every soldier, including you? What are you talking about, Mom? Don't you understand? You snatched a weapon from the orderly today. You missed half of the class because you walked around the unit whenever you wanted, and now you've got your own room? What? But that's not how it happened, Mom. That's not how it happened. What difference does it make? You broke the regulations. You'll be punished for that. 20 extra duties every day. Understand? Yes, General. So, I was set up. The Army, like any other society, doesn't like people like rookie cousins from higher positions. And if I wanted to survive, I had to not fall for anything. A couple of days later, we had a rookie enlisted in our platoon, Private Tom Smith. He wore glasses, and he was so shy. I felt sorry for him. Turns out his stepmother sent him here to get him out of the way. He was being bullied a lot by the other boys, but I didn't want to get involved, to stick up for him, because I had a lot of problems myself. One day, when I was on duty, my 15th day in a row, Tom came running in after lights out. He was covered in something smelly and disgusting. He didn't see me, got in the shower and started washing off while calling out names loudly. As it turned out later, the bastards, including Sergeant Duell, were making fun of him, and when the private fell asleep, they poured a bucket of feces over him. Don't even ask where they got it. When Tom finished, I handed him a towel. Thank you. I advise you not to speak up, or you'll be punished like me. I hear you're the general's daughter, so why is she putting you in such a tight spot here? I came to serve the people, and the Army has strict discipline. Regardless of rank or kinship, I remain a soldier. That's what my mother says anyway. Yes, she's strict. Oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have. It's okay. So, what happened? Duell wanted to take my watch, and I couldn't get it back. It was a gift from my late father and the only memory I have left of him. Shit, I see. Wait for me. I'll finish and we'll go in together. We went into the room, but everyone was already asleep with the windows open. Idiots. In the morning, the unit commander came in and took Tom and me to see my mom. Again. She looked very angry. In front of Tom, she slapped me and I fell to the floor. I didn't even get a chance to say anything. General, please don't. Shut up, Private. Who are you to talk to me without permission? I'm sorry, General. And you, Emma, are you going to embarrass me again? How dare you pour a bucket of feces on him? What? But it wasn't her. It was, stand down. You don't know my mother. Sometimes it was easier for me to admit what I hadn't done than to prove my innocence. I only apologized, but my mom got even angrier. She raised her hand at me again, but Tom interceded. He grabbed her and deflected the blow. Oh, jerk, he's going to die now. And Mom decided to act differently. We went back to our unit. In the middle of the night, we were alerted and taken outside. The commander-in-chief made us run 4Ks nonstop and do 200 squats and 150 push-ups each. When Sergeant Duell asked, "For what?" the chief replied that the whole company would now be held accountable for the sins I allegedly committed. A lot of the guys didn't know it wasn't me doing the dirty deeds, but they didn't care. So we didn't get enough sleep for about a week. We were lifted every day, and Tom kept apologizing. I'm the one who got you in trouble. I'm sorry. No, I've been having problems for a long time. I'm fine. Don't you want to get out of here? I don't have anywhere else to go. But do you like it here? No, I'd be worse off in a civilian life. I know my mother. Sometimes Tom and I could sit and chat in the toilets instead of sleeping in the outfits. I thanked him for the time he stood up for me to my mother. She could have sent you to the Marines, couldn't she? Yeah, I didn't even think about it. I can't go there. I get seasick. And I'm afraid of water. Why? I nearly drowned in a pool when I was a kid. I screamed for help. My mom was sitting on the shore watching to see if I could swim. That's awful. Why is she so mean to you? She's like that with everybody. She just has no exceptions, that's all. You're not like her. You're not like her at all. What? You're wonderful. I gave Tom my first kiss in the bathroom of our unit. We couldn't openly enjoy each other's company, so we hid. Even though I was the only girl in my unit, no one else was hitting on me because they knew how it would turn out. When the outfits were over, Tom and I would sometimes hide around the compound just to chat, to cuddle. Tom found the perfect place, the pool. No one went in there, so we could sit there and talk. On one of those dates, my mother and her commander rumbled in. Tom and I were heartbroken. Mom, you've got it all wrong. Shut up. Private Tom, you violated regulations. As punishment, I'm sending you to the Marines. You leave tomorrow at dawn. No, Mom, he can't go there. And you obnoxious girl. Mom came up to me and kicked me, and I fell right into the water. Tom panicked and wanted to jump in the water after me, but my mother said that if he rescued me, he would face capital punishment. I'm going to put you in jail for treason. Got that? I tried to swim, but I couldn't do it. The water was overtaking me, and I remembered that incident from my childhood. That time I was saved by passers-by, but now my mother was ready to take my life so I wouldn't cause trouble. If you want to live, you have to spin. I gave you life, and I can take it away. How can you say that to your daughter? I'm her mother. I can do what I want. What if I just stopped resisting? She'll never give me a quiet life. I could end it, here and now. So I stopped struggling and just went down. I came to when Tom was giving me CPR. Mom wasn't even there. What? Where is she? What did she say? She's gonna put you in jail. I don't care. I couldn't let you die. The next day, my mother summoned me to her office. I asked her not to transfer Tom, and she transferred me. Now I'm in the Marines, learning to swim. She managed to keep Tom and I apart, but, at least I don't see her here. It's kind of a relief.